You guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new video. I am so excited. I literally went to bed giddy like a kid on Christmas to film this because I love talking about books. Obviously, you guys know I've been a big reader for years and I love talking about books in the regular vlogs, but I try to keep it at a minimum because I know not everyone is there for those videos. And so filming vlogs. Filming reading vlogs is just so much fun to me, and especially when you can add a little bit of a seasonal twist on it. I'm so here for it. So I think this is gonna be a fall reading vlog, and what I mean by that is it might be a fall bookish vlog because we might do some other stuff too, but I mainly think it's gonna be a fall reading vlog, and then we'll do a little book shopping and a few little odds and ends here. But I am so excited because I actually leave for Fredericton, New Brunswick tomorrow for a work trip for my corporate job, and I had so much fun a few weeks ago when I filmed that. I called it a cozy and chaotic reading vlog when I was in Toronto for Book Crush, that I was like, why don't I film another reading vlog? It'll be a fun seasonal one. We can get through some of the books in our fall TBR, because as an introvert and homebody, when I have free time, I love to explore a new town, but I also just love to relax in a hotel room and just I really try to romanticize work trips because they can be very exhausting and they're definitely not as glamorous, I think, as people make them out to be. And so I love to just cozy up in a hotel room after a long conference day and just read and relax. So I thought this would be the perfect video that we could explore a new town together, kind of get some fall vibes going and get through some books on our fall TBR. So I'm honestly so excited. It's currently 7:30. I am working 9 to 5 today. I usually work 7:30 to 3:30 or 8 to 4, but I'm working 9 to 5 today because Matt's actually gone, my husband, to a work dinner, so I can work a little bit later, which means I get a bit more time for myself in the morning. Get back in this bed, which is a bit of a dangerous plan, but it's okay. I really just want all the cozy vibes this morning, and we are gonna finish Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. I think I have 50 pages left in this. Well, I started it when I got my book of the month, and I kind of read a few pages here and there, and then I don't know what it was, Sunday afternoon / evening, but I just picked this back up again and I could not put it down. Yesterday after work I read for a good chunk of the evening, and then last night before bed, and now I only have 50 pages left. This book follows our female main character Cleo, and Cleo has just found out that her mother passed away and she has inherited, or her family, her sisters have inherited her mother's home. All she remembers from her childhood is that her parents got separated and her mother moved into this home that ended up being possessed, and she was stripped of her custody of the kids. They ended up being estranged. So they were estranged when she passed away, and Cleo is going in to fix it up and flip it, and it's all about her journey with this haunted house. The format of this has been exceptional. I should probably mention too, the only Rachel Harrison book I've read before is Cackle, so this is only my second book by her, but she is someone who can seamlessly weave past and present timelines. I am so beyond thrilled with how they did it. So basically this takes place present time, you're in Cleo's head, and then past timeline, her mother actually wrote a book about the possessed home, and her dad told all of them, her and her sisters, to never read the book because it was just a bunch of lies. Cleo actually finds the book when she moves into the house and starts reading it, so you're getting this seamless weaving of the past and present timelines, and it is done so incredibly well. I'm very, very impressed by it. And there's also footnotes in it as well. I'm just trying to find a part. I don't want to spoil anything. Let me show you guys when I get into bed to go read the book. I'll show you guys some of the clips because that way I can find them and turn it around for you guys. But I am really, really enjoying this so far. So that is my current physical book read. And then when I finish this, I'll give you guys a review, and then I'll share the other books that I'm reading, ebook, audiobook, and then what I would like to start in this video. So let's get into bed, grab our coffee, and finish this book. Autumn comes too soon. Autumn comes too soon. Autumn comes too soon. Finished Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. I think I'm gonna land on a 3.75 for it, not because it wasn't good. I think I just went in with the wrong expectations. This would be more of a family drama than a horror novel. I would say it's 70% family drama, 30% horror on the lighter side, light horror. I think if you want to read something spooky for fall, but you don't like a lot of gore, this would be a great read for you. I was just expecting more spookiness, more haunted house, more gore. I think I just went in with the wrong expectation, and I found myself being like, is this gonna get spooky? Is this gonna get scary? And I just found it to be really light on the spooky side. But that being said, if you liked something like These Summer Storms and you want something that's like a little bit spooky for fall, but you don't like a lot of gore and horror, I think this would be a great read because it's very heavy on the family drama, but weaving in this haunted house story. And I will say, like I said earlier, Rachel Harrison is incredible at weaving in not only past and present timelines, but doing it at the exact perfect point. And I loved how this was written. I've heard the audiobook for this is really, really great as well. It has one of my favorite audiobook narrators in it. She did Passion Project by London Sperry and a few other ones, All That Life Can Afford. And so I would highly, I haven't listened to the audiobook, but I'm sure it's going to be amazing. And I'm assuming there's a second narrator in it, that it's probably the mother in her book entries, because it's like woven into the book. So anyways, I'm sure that's going to be amazing. If you choose to read this, maybe check out the audiobook. It's really close to a 4-star, but I think I just once again went in with the wrong expectations. But that being said, it's 8:10 right now, and I actually think I'm going to get a little bit ready for the day, and then I'm going to probably start work around 8:30. I just kind of like to give myself time in the morning, but I can always start earlier. So I think that's my plan for the day, and I would love to start an audiobook. So I'll let you guys know on my lunch break what I end up starting, and then we can also go over other books that are on my radar for this video that I've either started, want to continue, and I'm excited to see what else we get up to in this video. Hello you guys, it is after work. It's 5:20 now. I did walk up after work to get some library books. Mom always told me never travel with a library book, you're gonna lose it, but I kind of want to bring this book with me on my trip, so sorry Mom. Sorry, library. I don't know. We'll see. The Executioners 3 by Susan Dennard, and also Falling Like Leaves by Misty Wilson. I think it's a YA about a girl who moves from Manhattan to Connecticut, and I think the barista was her first kiss or something, and now there's a leaf festival. It obviously just gives fall energy to the extreme. Like, it could be about anything and I'd probably read it. So I'm kind of intrigued by it. I think I could use a little bit of a, I think I said this in the last vlog, I don't like to say palette cleanser in like a bad way, you know, but like after reading Crown of Midnight, and I want to start another fantasy book on my Kindle later after I finish this novella that I've been trying to finish for the last few days. I need something like fun and light to read, physical book wise. On my Kindle, I'm reading this spooky, very spicy, or like it's set up to be very spicy because he just asked her about her kink. So like I'm assuming it's about to get spicy. Little Halloween novella. I think it's like under 200 pages, and I have like 20% left in that, which is probably like 30 pages. I want to finish that tonight. And then I really want to start this. It's like a gothic fantasy romance. She's a necromancer. I want to say it was like described as Peaky Blinders meets Belladonna meets Stalking Jack the Ripper. And I can say that I've watched Peaky Blinders multiple times and read Belladonna, but I haven't read Stalking Jack the Ripper. It has been on my TBR for years. All this to say, I'm about to start a fantasy on my Kindle, so I think that I should do like a little YA cutesy romance for my physical book. That's all I was trying to say. And then also tonight, I really want to do this Kindle insert DIY because I didn't realize how easy it was. You just obviously print them, and I didn't realize that Kindle Paperwhite was a 5x7. So I just literally made this collage on Canva, got it printed as a 5x7 photo, and then I'm gonna put it in my Kindle. So easy peasy. The one thing is that my Walmart didn't have matte paper options, so you can tell it's kind of glossy. So I'm like not, hopefully it works, but we've got some good options for Kindle inserts. It's so fun. There's like so many fun collages on Pinterest, so many fun seasonal ones. What a fun, affordable way to switch it up, because I think like a photo is what, like $1 or something to print? And I already have a clear Kindle case, so we've got some options. It's like a fun way to switch it up for the seasons. So anyways, I want to do that. I don't typically read a lot in the evenings. I'm not like an evening reader because I'm a night owl. So I honestly will probably, what I really want is for the Summer I Turned Pretty finale to be out right now so I could watch it, but it's not. Like Matt reads a lot in the evening because he falls asleep really early, but because I tend to like listen to audiobooks throughout the day, I like taking the evening as like a break, and then I'll typically read at night. I'll definitely, hopefully finish that spooky book on my Kindle tonight and then give you guys an update tomorrow morning. But anyways, that's the plan. Happy evening. I'm gonna go sit outside, get some fresh air with the girls, and then we're gonna do the fun little Kindle thingy. I'm so excited. morning, you guys. Happy Wednesday. I'm feeling a little emotionally drained right. We need to chat. We have to talk about a lot of things. First of all, the eye patches are on because I actually sobbed my eyes out the entire season finale, The Summer I Turned Pretty, even though like, well, I guess I didn't really know how it ends because Jenny Han obviously said the ending would be different. And if you read the books, like obviously the books ended like, yeah, anyways. I sobbed the entire, I'm also PMSing, so I don't really think that helps either, but okay, let me just like run you through my evening. I read the most at night, so it's like kind of hard to film me reading. I struggle with insomnia really bad since I have like long COVID. And listen, a win is a win. It kind of sucks, but at least it means I can read and get in a lot of reading. So like a win is a win, right? I have extremely dry humor about my mental health. It just kind of like helps me cope with it and just like my problems. So anyways, Matt got home around 10 and I read the first, I don't know, like 60 pages of this book because I had like the light on and I wanted to like, you know, wait for Matt to get home. I wanted to be awake. Yeah, I don't really have too much to say except for they have just moved from New York to Connecticut. So basically Ellis's parents are going through a separation and it's her senior year. And her mom's like, we're moving to Connecticut for a semester. Like that just, I don't know. Would you not want your daughter to stay where she has like friends and I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I was like, that feels like a little unrealistic. Because if that was me, I would want, but maybe like, I don't know, the dad's, I don't know. Like Ellis at the beginning was like, but my whole life is here. You're going to uproot my life when like my dad gets to stay here and I have to go with you. And I was like, honestly, I'm kind of on her side. Like that's kind of silly. She goes to this coffee shop on her first day and she sees this guy that she knows. His name is Cooper. And she used to visit Connecticut when she was younger. I want to say the last time she went was like 2 years ago. And so when she gets there, she's like, oh my gosh, like, hi, Cooper. And he's super dry with her. Like, he's like, hey. And then she's like, do you remember who I am? And he's like, yeah, of course. And apparently that was her first kiss. And they kind of like talked all summer. And then she went back to New York and they kind of kept texting and then it just fizzled out. But we're kind of learning right now that there might be something more to it because she cannot figure out why he doesn't want to talk to her and why he wants nothing to do with her. And she's like, what did I do to you? And then he says like, that's the problem. Is like, you don't know what you did. So I'm really curious to see what comes of that. But anyways, it's really cute. It's very small town vibes, very heavy on the fall. It's just a fun time. So I'm really enjoying that. Okay, and then I did finish Scary in Love. To be fair, I had 30 pages left. And like I said, one of the points of this video is I kind of wanted to finish up a lot of books that I was reading because I just got so excited for fall that I started a bunch of books. For example, I am 10% into Grove Hollow, 20% into Mourner for Hire, 10% into This Haunted Heart, 30% into A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly, and then 20% into The Arc for Drawn Together by Juliana Smith. Like I just get so excited for fall that I'm starting a bunch of books, especially as a mood reader, and then I'm not like seeing them through. So I'm really glad that we have finished 2 books that we were reading. Oh my goodness, this was so much fun. It's very spicy though, I will warn you. Probably one of the spiciest things I've ever read, which I was kind of shocked about. We follow our female main character who is like obsessed with haunted houses, obsessed with anything spooky, and this famous or infamous house that's always kind of like been run down in their small town gets picked up, like gets bought or passed down, I don't know, anyways, and it turns into a haunted house attraction. And she obviously like loves haunted things, so she's like, oh my gosh, first night, I want to be there, I want to get scared, I love being scared. Anyways, our male main character is a scare actor. So spicy. I kind of knew because at like the 70 or maybe 60% mark, he was like, would you like to spend Halloween night with me? I'd love you to fill out this questionnaire about your kinks. And there was so much role play in this. I'm not going to get too graphically into it, but it was spicy and smutty, and honestly it was like a really good time. Like I thought the writing was pretty good and the banter was really funny, so I quite enjoyed that. I think I'm gonna give it a 4-star. Like it was pretty good. I want to pick a book out before I get on my flight just in case I want to read on the flight. I think it's only an hour and a half, but then there's like an hour and a half time difference, or maybe it's just an hour time difference. I'm not quite too sure. I'm obviously gonna bring this with me, but I'm really in the mood to start some sort of fantasy book, preferably not a new series, obviously, because I'm reading Throne of Glass, but I think I'm gonna start Untethered. You ever feel tethered, you know, to start a book, like a pull? I found this when I was just like scrolling on Kindle Unlimited the other day, and it literally has like 40 reviews. It just says, for fans of Belladonna, Stalking Jack the Ripper, and One Dark Window, Untethered is the first book in the Dark Brilliance duology, YA gothic romantic that follows a young necromancer as she investigates a mysterious contagion infecting her harsh city. While also navigating a sentient forest, sworn enemies, and endless secrets, Untethered explores themes of grief, guilt, and healing in an atmosphere as eerie as it is merciless. Welcome to Gadra. It just sounds so good. And I like going into like a flight or something, just having a book picked out, kind of like how I feel about like going into the workday. Gotta have an audiobook picked out. So I am going to start that. The cover for this is just like so spooky and fun. I'm gonna go start work for the day. Make this quick because the sun is setting. Hopefully the lighting is okay, but we have made it to Fredericton. I'm so excited to be here. My room has the most beautiful view, most beautiful sunset going on right now. And I went to check in and they were like, we've upgraded you to the junior suite. And I was like, well, that sounds really fancy for this little corporate girly. So anyways, we're here. It's like a whole apartment. Honestly, it's kind of nice. There'll be so much room to like read and like relax. I am really big into like romanticizing work trips, especially when I travel for my corporate job, just because it's a bit more stressful than like traveling for like YouTube and fun things. Like I always bring a blanket with me. I've got a friend here. We brought Dexter on this trip. I bring a mug from home so I can enjoy my coffee and tea, slippers. Like I really try to romanticize it. And having a bigger room is really nice because there's a lot of room for me to sit, relax. Like it feels like there's a real living room, real bedroom. There's a TV in the bedroom. I just feel so spoiled right now. So anyways, I am gonna head out for some dinner. Everyone, when I asked on my Instagram, said I have to go to Picaroons, which is a brewery. And everyone said the beer is like okay. Like don't have high hopes, but the vibes are just great. And it's kind of like a, you know, gotta go when you come to Fredericton spot. So I typically, when I'm going out and about, especially eating alone at restaurants, I like to bring my Kindle with me, which by the way, I swapped the insert for this one. I don't really know why. I was just feeling it. But I'll typically bring my Kindle with me. That way I'm not, like I just don't feel awkward when I'm out alone. But I'm honestly not in the mood to read right now, and I'm never gonna force myself to read. I did end up finishing Falling Like Leaves on the flight, so I'll share that with you guys probably this evening or tomorrow morning, my thoughts on that. So I'm just like not really in the mood to read right now, and that's totally okay. So I think I'm going to leave the Kindle here, just enjoy the vibes. Anyways, enough yapping. I'm gonna go grab some dinner and then we will chat about books before bedtime. But welcome to Fredericton. Guys, happy Thursday. I feel like I sound so congested, but I don't know what it is. Without fail, almost every time I fly, I wake up the next day so congested and then it goes away. I don't know if I'm just like sensitive to it or if I have like a drier throat, but I feel like no matter what I do, drink hot tea, like whatever it is, I wake up so congested the day after I fly, and then it'll just like go away tomorrow. I can't figure it out. I don't know what it is, but I just went downstairs and grabbed a brewed coffee, like at the little coffee bar. And then, like I said, I like to bring a mug from home. It just like helps me feel a little bit more at home. Although let me tell you, staying in a suite, this feels like an apartment. I kind of like this. It doesn't feel like a hotel. I do love this. I am obsessed. I read for a little bit and then I crashed like so hard. My Oura ring says I got like 10 hours of sleep, but I got to the first, let me see how many pages of Untethered. I am loving this so far. I think this could be like a 5-star read. Page 82, which is 20%. It must be a shorter fantasy book. I didn't realize that. I think it's got to be under 400 pages. Yeah, 388 pages. And oh my goodness, this is incredible. I wrote down some notes on my phone. I wrote that from the first page, there is this beautiful, rich, atmospheric prose that really, from the get-go, you are thrown into this town, in this fantasy world that is just like full of mystery but also sadness. I just feel like the prose in this is really beautiful. Sometimes I find things too prosy, if that makes sense, and it takes away from what's going on in the book, like if it's too descriptive, but this is the perfect balance so far and I am loving it. All we know so far is that our female main character Lux is a necromancer, and she has started to find these like dead bodies, and she teams up with this guy who like absolutely cannot stand her. Basically, she like meets him in a bar and she goes like, "Oh, what's your name?" And he goes like, "Why the hell do you want to know?" From the get-go, the like enemies is like, it's set. The vibes are set. Yeah, sometimes I find like fantasy gets too prosy and then you kind of lose a little bit of the story and the characters, and it's just like an overall descriptive story. It's kind of how I felt about A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed, but I am really enjoying this so far. I don't think I'm going to finish it by the time that you guys see this video tomorrow, but I'm really enjoying this. I feel like if you liked Anathema and like the spooky woods vibe of it, you would really love this. I'm only 50% into Anathema, but that's a good comparison I feel like I can give. Definitely Belladonna too. I can definitely see that comparison. So really liking that. Also, it is not Peaky Blinders. I got that mixed up with another book that I was thinking of. This is just described as like Belladonna meets Stalking Jack the Ripper, not Peaky Blinders. I don't think it takes place in the 1920s. Okay, and then like I said, I finished Falling Like Leaves yesterday. I would say, for just like for some context, a YA romance, thriller, mystery, literary fiction, I can probably average about 80 to 100 pages an hour. Something like fantasy, horror, even like contemporary romance, I would say I average more like 60 to 80. Also keep in mind, like, I mean, the text on this is like pretty big. It's a YA romance book, but I feel like it's YA. It reads a little bit quicker anyways. It's not very prosy. It's just kind of like, the words are all flowing together. And so I was able to finish this yesterday. I got to the airport obviously like an hour and a bit before I boarded. So I went to the lounge and I ended up like reading the next 100 pages of this, and then we got on the flight and we were stuck on the tarmac for an hour. Honestly, probably would have just like scrolled on TikTok because I was feeling a little bit anxious, but instead I just like put on some brown noise and read another like 100 pages of the book while we waited for the plane to take off, and then I ended up finishing it because the flight was an hour and a half. So I was kind of like, once I picked it back up yesterday at the airport, like I couldn't really put it down. I think I'm gonna land on like a 3.5 for it. However, I will say if you are younger, I could definitely see how this is like a 4 or 5 star read. I think I've just realized that YA romance is not for me. Even with adult romance, as I get older, I'm just kind of like gravitating away from like those fluffier reads, and I really love romance books that have like emotional depth and strong character development. So thinking like Emily Henry and Cara Bastone and things like that. And I still love YA overall. Like I love a YA thriller or YA fantasy, but I think I just struggle with YA romance because I'm not the intended audience anymore. It doesn't come through as much in a thriller or a fantasy book as I find it does in YA romance, like really noting the key targeted audience. Yeah, if I read this when I was like 16 or 17, I probably would have given it like 4 or 5 stars, but I just wanted obviously a lot more growth and depth from the characters. It's hard because I'm reading this as a 28-year-old and I'm like, oh my gosh, these characters are like so much drama and like, you know, they make silly decisions, but like at that age, I probably would have made the same decisions too. So it's not that I didn't enjoy it. Like I think it's a solid 3.5 star read, which for me means it's like good, it's enjoyable, but I'm not really likely to like think of it down the line or want to reread it. Anyways, those are my thoughts on that. And then luckily enough, I did bring another book with me. I started this last year. I think it came out like mid-October. I ended up picking it up the week of Halloween. I got to the first, I don't know, 37 pages. And then I think I was like, well, I gotta wait till next year to finish this because like October's done. And I figured I'd bring that with me because I was kind of in the mood for like a spooky little horror book. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I haven't even started an audiobook. I think I was just so busy with work this week that I didn't even think to start one. So I was kind of thinking I would tag team this. The audiobook is available at my library, and I'm not someone who likes to buy 2 forms of a book, but if it's accessible for me to like read it in a different format for free, like Kindle Unlimited, you pay a subscription. So for example, if I have like a physical book and then it's also on Kindle Unlimited, I will like read at night on my Kindle, and then during the day the physical book. If I'm struggling to get through a physical copy of a book, maybe I'll switch to the audiobook from the library, but I wouldn't like go buy like the audiobook with an Audible credit for this, but it is available at the library. So I was kind of thinking, since I'm going to go walk around and explore today, instead of starting a new audiobook, I would listen to this on audio and then also kind of go back and forth and read it, because I really, really, really want to get to this. This is a Southern Gothic horror debut about a young Black woman who abandons her life in 1960s Chicago for a position with a mysterious family in New Orleans, only to discover the dark truth. They're under a curse and they think that she can break it. And if you guys know me, you know that I am just obsessed with New Orleans. I want to go back so bad. It just gave me all the spooky Gothic vibes when we were there. I literally looked up the other day like spooky season books that take place in New Orleans, because I think it's just like the perfect spot for like a horror book. And then I remembered I had this and I was like, wait, I don't think I would finish it. I mean, that would be great. If I could finish this, that would be awesome. I do have the day to explore. So when I come work a conference, obviously my work hours kind of shift a bit. So today I'm working like 4 to 9. 3 to 9 we'll say, and then tomorrow I work 7 to 7, and then Saturday I work 7 to 2. Like I mentioned earlier, I won't have a lot of reading time kind of in the later part of the week, so I really want to kind of get in as much reading as I can now. I think it's a good call for me to not start a new audiobook and really just focus on this. And then I'm also going to bring this with me, I think, when I go and explore, so I can read it at a coffee shop. But yeah, I just like, I don't know, I'm really excited about this one and I have pretty high hopes for it. So I think I might read the first 37 pages because I don't quite remember it from last year. So I think I'm going to pick it back up from the beginning, and it's under 370 pages. So that's that. But anyways, I'm really excited to explore today, but let's cozy up, read for a little bit, and then we'll head out. Reading update for you guys. First of all, let me start by saying it is the perfect fall day out here. It was supposed to be a lot warmer than it is, but honestly, I'm okay with it. Like, I'm comfortably able to wear a jean jacket, and it's just like the perfect temperature for you to wear a jacket. You're not too hot, you're not too cold. There's a nice breeze. It's overcast. Like, it's truly a really beautiful day so far. It rained a little bit earlier, so I stayed in the coffee shop to read my book, as you guys saw. Oh my goodness, you guys. That bagel with cream cheese that I had was Guinness. It was like a beer cheese cream cheese. It was Guinness and cheese cream cheese. It was so, so good. And yeah, I've just been like meandering, walking around, listening to my audiobook, reading some of the physical book. I just hit the 100-page mark, and this is so good, you guys. I think it is easily going to be a 4 or 5-star read. I'm having so much fun with it. Anyways, we just figured out why Gemma is there. Gemma's our female main character, and she was a teacher back home. And when she gets this letter to come work at this manor for like a really great amount, she assumes it's to be a tutor because she's a teacher. And she gets there and realizes there's no kids, and she's like, why am I here working? And basically she's there to help break a curse. So I guess every year or every few years on a certain day, which happens to be Gemma's date of birth, a curse happens where someone from the family dies. And so she's there to help kind of break the curse. And it is really good so far. And I'm just like really enjoying it. The audiobook is exceptional as well. The narrator does a really great male voice, which I feel like is kind of hard to come by. And also there's a ton of characters in this, and the narrator just does a great job at like differentiating all the voices. And honestly, I feel like some narrators just like make the reading experience better, and I'm really loving this so far. It feels like the perfect spooky season book, and it's just kind of like eerie. It gives me like Mexican Gothic vibes. I feel like if you enjoyed that, you would really enjoy this. So far, it's not like overly scary, but just more of like a subtle eeriness, if you will. Very Gothic, Southern Gothic, and our female main character can see ghosts too, which is kind of fun. So I'm really enjoying that, and I wanted to give you guys a little reading update. I think I'm going to head back to the hotel, and I just got a few like urgent emails I need to deal with, so I think I'm going to just probably hop on my computer for an hour or so and get some of those done. And yeah, probably listen to the audiobook while I do it. I did pick up a book at the bookstore. That bookstore was incredible. You know when you walk into a bookstore and it just smells like books? I love that. I just walked in, smelled that air, and I was like, yep, this is where I need to be. So I picked up a book. I'll share that with you guys after. I feel like I haven't been buying a lot of books lately, which isn't a bad thing. I've obviously been utilizing the library a ton, but I don't know. I feel like as I've gotten pickier with buying books over the years, it's harder like for me to find a book to buy. Like sometimes I'll like wander a store and be like, I can read that from the library, or like, I can like, put that on my wish list. But I ended up picking up a book that I haven't seen in person and has been on my fall TBR. I think on my way back to the room, we're going to stop at the hotel gift shop because I saw that they had Halloween jelly cats. So we're going to have to take a little peek, and if they end up having the owl, I'm going to pick her up because I feel like in Canada it's a little bit harder to find the more like rare seasonal jelly cats. They sell out really quick, and Indigo is dropping them this weekend, but I'm going to be here for the conference, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get my hands on any of them. So I saw some, so we're going to see if they have the owl because she's the one that I want the most. I think she's just so cute with her little witch's hat. But anyways, I just feel so lucky to be here. I mean, work trips are obviously a little chaotic and crazy, and they're not as glamorous, I think, as people think they are. But I've gotten to see so many amazing parts of Canada, and I just feel really grateful for the opportunity to be here and just discovering new parts of Canada. And I only have one like eastern province left to check off my bucket list, which is PEI. I did New Brunswick, or no, we're in New Brunswick right now. I did Newfoundland and then also Nova Scotia last year. So I'm just feeling really lucky to be here, and it's really beautiful. The fall vibes are just elite here, and we're going to head back and continue listening/reading to this cursed house. And I am devouring this, truly devouring it. It is 2:30. I ended up working for quite a lot longer than I thought I was gonna have to, but I'm an hourly employee, I'm not salaried, so pretty much at the end of the day, I'll just be like, oh, I worked, 11:30 to 2:30 and then 4 to 9, and then they just like add up my hours for me. So especially when I'm working a conference and like there's just like urgent things that come up, I kind of have to be available all the time. So anyways, I took care of some stuff and I just got my period. So honestly, I really just want to sit here and relax and chill. I feel like I'm normally a little bit more adventurous than this, but I'm just not feeling great. I just want to cozy up on this couch and read. I am so into this book right now. And I feel like for some people, like I always get asked like, oh, why do you read so much? Or how do you read so much? It's just something that genuinely fills up my cup. And it just makes me so happy. And like I said, it's an easy swap for me than sitting here and scrolling on TikTok. I feel like there's no better feeling than when you like get into a good book and you just can't stop thinking about it and you just want to keep reading it. Plus, I don't really love to read horror at night or thrillers. So we're gonna sit here for a little bit and read. My cocktail hour thing isn't until a little bit later. So I'm gonna set a timer for an hour, put my headphones on, put some ambiance music on, and just snuggle up on this couch and read and wait for my Tylenol to kick in. But I wanted to share with you guys, I ended up picking up a few little souvenirs, and then I also picked up, like I said, a book at that little independent bookstore. It was so cute. So the book I ended up getting was Signed Sealed Dead by Cynthia Murphy. I talked about this in my Ultimate Fall Reading Guide video, and I haven't seen the physical copy anywhere, like at any Indigos or any of our local bookstores. So I really wanted to support them and buy a book. So I picked this one up, so excited about it. It's a nice shorter thriller too. I think it's under 300 pages, so it'll be a nice, like, fun weekend read to cozy up at home with in like an October weekend. So really excited about that. I'm gonna save the best for last, but I stopped at like our little hotel boutique because there wasn't actually a lot of souvenir shops when I was walking around downtown. You guys know me, I go hard for a cheesy souvenir, so I just picked up this like little fridge magnet. And then I picked out some stickers for my junk journal. And then also these two postcards. Guys, they had him. He's the cutest jelly cat ever. On the Jellycat website, it says that he is one of the rare Halloween ones. I have not seen it anywhere. And like I said, Indigo is dropping it on Saturday for their Halloween drop, but it says rare, so I don't know how many they're gonna have. This is Hecate Hoot Nightly. I gotta come up with a name for him or her, I'm not too sure yet, but he is just the cutest little grumpy like jelly cat ever, and I just think he's adorable. So that was my little treat for the trip. Put some ambiance music on my iPad and just put my headphones in. I focus a lot better reading. I just get easily distracted when I have either like brown noise or just like ambiance music on in the background. I can't do music with lyrics, and I am not someone who can do immersive reading, which is the audiobook and the physical book. Like I can't make it match up, but I can process like in my ear a lot quicker than I can reading physically, like that my eyes can move. I can't do the whole immersive reading thing, because then if I slow down the audiobook, I just find the yeah. Anyways, so okay, I think I'm gonna do this one. Gothic Reading Nook Under Warm Lights, Victorian Library, Autumn Night, Dark Academia Ambiance. That sounds good. And I'm starting the book back up. Like I said, I don't think I'm gonna finish it in this video, but I'm starting at page 133. So we're gonna set a timer for an hour, see how much that we can read. I'll probably like stop talking to you guys, but then maybe we'll do a little bit of reading this evening. But I had so much fun. I was editing this video a little bit earlier this morning, and I just love reading vlogs and like chatting to you guys about books. It's so much fun. And I just feel like filming on work trips, regardless if it's like a reading vlog or a regular vlog, it's just like really fun for me. Okay, you guys, see you on the flip side. Let's have some reading time before a very, very busy evening of socializing. Hi guys, hello. I'm talking a little bit quiet because I don't know, there's like a room right next to me, and like I'm always nervous, like what if it's someone that's at the conference with me and they hear me talking to myself. I should grab the mini mic honestly at this point. But it is about 10 o'clock, wild party animal over here. I typically don't go out for dinner on the Thursday night because we do a big dinner for the conference Friday night. So Thursday night I like to kind of like do my own thing after like the cocktail reception and all that stuff. But I was like, you know what? I'm feeling it. Let's go have some dinner with some friends. So I went and grabbed dinner with some colleagues from like other industries, and it was really, really nice. Now I'm back in the room. You guys saw I made myself a nice little cup of tea, and it just like having a mug, having a blanket and slippers, it just makes the room feel a little bit cozier, especially when I have a longer conference. Like last year when I was in Halifax, I think I was there for, actually this is 3 nights too. I was there for maybe 4 nights, I want to say, and it's just like little things that make the stay a little bit cozier, a little bit more homey. Yeah, I'm just like all nice and cozied up right now, bundled up. The beautiful sunset tonight, you guys would have seen that. And I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog off here so I can get this up tomorrow for you guys. And I'm so excited about it. There's just something about the reading videos for me that I love. I love every vlog I film, and I love our community, and I love you guys so much. And I've talked to so many of you guys that have shared Fredericton recommendations, and just like in general, I like look forward to DMing with you guys all the time. Like I literally, you guys are all my friends, and there's just something to me that's so special about the reading vlogs, and they're just like kind of extra yappy, and I don't know, I just really, really enjoy them. So anyways, I'm just feeling really grateful, and I was just editing this earlier and I was like, I can't believe I just get to post these like silly little videos on the internet and like you guys actually like watch them. Kind of like blows my mind sometimes, and I just can't believe it. So I love you guys so, so much. But let's chat quickly, I guess, about where we're at with some books before we end this off. I love this book. I love it. I feel like this could be a movie. You ever just like read a book? I'm a very visual person, so I picture everything as a movie, but there's just something about the way that this is flowing and moving along, and it's kind of slow burn. It would make the perfect gothic thriller, gothic horror movie. Like someone needs to turn this into a movie. It's so good. I am probably, I don't know, 40% of the way through, and like I mentioned earlier in this video, I'm not going to get much reading in, honestly, until I get back home. I'm really tired this evening, so I'm probably just going to get into bed and throw like a comfort movie on. I think I have Anastasia downloaded, and Princess with the Frog, obviously. So I'll probably just put a movie on because I'm going to get up pretty early tomorrow around 6. And that hour time difference, my body's going to be like, what are we doing up at 5 in the morning? So going to go to bed, probably not read too much this evening. I probably don't think I'm going to read at all. And then tomorrow I'm honestly going to be zonked because I have like a 12-hour day of socializing for this introvert. And I might read on the plane home, probably. I have an hour-and-a-half layover. I don't have a direct flight home on Saturday, so maybe get some reading in there, but I really don't see myself reading much in the next few days. So I've really cherished and enjoyed this reading time that we got to spend together and just hang out. But this, like, it's one of those books that I'm like, what, why did it take me so long? It's so good. I'm really liking it. It's very similar to Mexican Gothic. If you read that, enjoyed it. I liked Mexican Gothic. I'm liking this more, but very similar style. Just like a very eerie, sentient house. Ironically, family drama, kind of like the first one that we read, but just like this under your skin kind of creepy feeling, but not overly gory. I'm just really enjoying this. I think the audiobook is also doing it for me because the narrator is just incredible, and that really carries a book. So I'm absolutely loving this. I do anticipate it being a 4-star read at least. So I'll end the video off on that. And then I'm obviously, of course, still reading Untethered, but I'm only like 20% into that. So can't say much yet on that, but I'm also really loving that. So if you guys don't follow me on Fable, I post all of my reviews on there. We have a book club on there. And then if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I post all my real-time book reviews, or I try to. I've been posting all about my Throne of Glass journey over there as well. So if you guys want like more real-time stuff, follow me on Instagram. And yeah, hopefully the next vlog, I can give you guys some updates on that because I'm sure I'll finish that in the next, like, by the time I start the next vlog next week. I definitely think I will be done it because I just can't stop thinking about it, and I wish I was more awake so I could read it. But there's nothing worse than when you're like reading something and you're half asleep and then you wake up the next morning and you don't remember what you read. So I'm trying to get myself out of that habit. If I'm half asleep, we just close our eyes and we go to bed. We don't even try to read. But it's hard because my Kindle's like my emotional support device. Like, it helps me get sleepy. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I love you guys so much. We read some really great fall reads in this video. Hopefully this got you in the fall spirit. Hopefully it made you find some new fall reads to add to your TBR. Obviously, love reading popular books like Throne of Glass and things like that. But I also love talking about books that not as many people are talking about, because I always say this, if we're all recommending the same books, how are we going to find new books to read? We can't. So we all got to talk about different books, and I hope you guys found some new books to add to your TBR. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.